Hey everybody, here's my video to kind of briefly explain paraphrasing for I Learned Day number 14. You guys should have completed through day 13 at this point, and if you're getting these videos and you haven't turned anything in, please try to do that soon so I can get all my grading caught up. I'm going to be making a bunch of phone calls in the next couple of days, so if you have stuff to turn in, go ahead and turn it in so I don't have to bug you at home. So, paraphrasing. First of all, we've talked about this in class, but the difference between a summary and a paraphrase. So a summary is where you take something, you pick out the key points, you shorten it considerably, and you retell it in your own words. You guys did that for each act of Romeo and Juliet, or I'm sorry, each scene. You did that for each chapter of The Downsiders. A paraphrase is a word-for-word retelling or an almost word-for-word retelling. It doesn't have to be the exact same number of words as long as it's fairly close, and you want to kind of get every little idea retold in your own words. So we are going to focus on, I'm going to try not to use the pen too much. We're going to focus on this one because we've already done this one. Okay? So, this is a quote from The Hunger Games, which, as you know, I love. One more time for the audience, he says. That's PETA. His voice isn't angry, it's hollow, which is worse. Already, the boy with the bread is slipping away from me. I take his hand, holding on tightly, preparing for the cameras, and dreading the moment when I will finally have to let go. So, I took this and I paraphrased it. And you guys are going to tell me, or rather we're going to do this together, and I'm going to pretend like you're telling me if it's a paraphrase. Okay, so here is my paraphrase. Again, for everyone watching, he asked. He doesn't sound mad. His voice is empty, which is even harder to hear. Already the boy who'd saved me with a loaf of bread is drifting away. I grab his hand, squeezing his fingers, getting ready for the press, and hating when I'll be forced to let go. So if you'll look, one more time for the audience, again for everyone watching, it's not word for word, but it's idea for idea. His voice isn't angry. He doesn't sound mad. It's hollow, which is worse. His voice is empty, which is even harder to hear. So you can kind of see how, like, that's really big, isn't it? His voice isn't angry. He doesn't sound mad. Let's see. Already, the boy with the bread is slipping away from me. Already, the boy who'd saved me with a loaf of bread is drifting away. So you can kind of see, I realized that was so big. You can kind of see how each section is not exactly the same, but the ideas are close. So, is it word for word? No. Does it cover the main meaning? Does each section cover the main meaning? Yes. Is it easier to understand? This one is not, but that's because this passage right here is already easy to understand, right? Normally you wouldn't paraphrase something that you already understand. Like The Hunger Games is written to be easy to understand. So one main thing we need to look at in Shakespeare is that it's difficult to understand, right? It's not something that's written in modern English. So we have to make it easier to understand. Okay? So how is paraphrasing Shakespeare different than paraphrasing The Hunger Games? First, you have to figure out, like, what is being said, right? If you don't know what is being said, if you're not sure what they're saying, it's hard to paraphrase it. So first you have to kind of translate it. Then, is that hard to see? Yeah, that's kind of hard to see. My bad. That's even harder to see. We're just not going to do it. Then you have to rewrite it in your own words. So first you have to figure out what are they saying and then rephrase it. So here's a section from Romeo and Juliet. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh, you, the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. So So we need to figure out what's being said here, right? Well, this is Romeo giving a monologue when he thinks that Juliet is dead. He sees that she is lying there lifeless, or he thinks is lifeless, and he's basically saying goodbye. He's going to kiss her, and then he's going to drink the poison that he has brought with him, right? So here's a paraphrase that I found online. I did not write this paraphrase. Oh, I'll rest here forever. I'll forget about all the bad luck that has troubled me. Eyes, look out for the last time. Arms, make your last embrace. And lips, you are the doors of breath. Seal with a righteous kiss the deal I have made with death forever. So, oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest. Oh, here I'll rest forever. I'll forget all about the bad luck that has troubled me. Sorry. About all the bad luck that has troubled me. And shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. This is one of those times, sorry, my dog just got off the couch and knocked something down. This is one of those times where you have to figure out what this means before you can translate it, right? So it means, I'll forget about all the bad luck that has troubled me. Eyes, look your last. Eyes, look out for the last time. Arms, take your last embrace. Arms, make your last embrace. You could also say there, our arms hold her for the last time, right? And lips, oh, you the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. And lips, you are the doors of breath, which you could say lips, you hold your breath in. Seal with a righteous kiss the deal I've made with death forever. So here's the bargain, and here's the deal. Okay? So you can kind of see how it's not word for word, but it's very similar, right? They keep it very similar. We could also, and I'm going to write a little bit, and I hope that you can read it. I'll try to write neatly, but it's hard to on this iPad. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest. Oh, here I'll sleep forever, because we know that he's dying, right? And if you can hear that, that's my dog scratching. So it's gross sound. If you can't hear it, you're lucky, because it's really gross. And shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. World-wearied flesh. So I don't know what that means. So I need to figure out what it means. I figured out that it means I'll forget about all the bad luck that has troubled me. So, oh, here I'll sleep forever and not think of all my bad luck. Eyes, look your last. Eyes, for the last time look. Arms, take your last embrace. Arms, hug her once more, because we know he's talking about Juliet. And lips, oh, you the doors of breath. That is not a word. And lips, which keep my breath in. Seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Seal this deal I've made with death. So if I'm going to go through and do this again and kind of mark it, oh, here I'll sleep forever, and shake the yoke of, and not think of all my bad luck. So this is this one, right? Eyes, for the last time look. Arms, hug her once more. That's take your last embrace. And then, oh, lips, which my breath is in, seal the deal I've made with death. And there's our deal, or our bargain. So mine's kind of hard to read. I apologize for that. But this is how it looks, right? All three of these say the same thing. They just say it in different ways. So this is the original one. Here's one I found online. Here's mine, but they all have the same meaning. And that's really what you're going to be doing with the paraphrase, is trying to figure out what is being said and paraphrase it. Now, I gave you guys sentences. So when I was creating these, it was kind of in a hurry. You're only going to do the first 10 sentences, 1 through 10. There are through 20. The last 10, if you would like extra credit, you can do those. You can translate those from modern English into Shakespearean English, okay? But you don't have to. You're just responsible for the first 10. And there's a little cheat sheet for some of the words at the top. So all you have to do is translate it or paraphrase it into modern English. If you have any questions, let me know. I think that's all I had, yeah. If you have any questions, let me know. Remind, text, email, whatever. And I will talk to you guys soon. Also, don't forget it's Spirit Week. So today is Maroon Monday. Tomorrow is TikTok Tuesday. And send me anything from that you may want to share.